I am at a local neighborhood pond here. It's been a couple of days since I last fished. It's just been really hot. I can feel the sun is even getting stronger on my back as we speak. And so I'm just back out here at a very easy pond, trying to boost my confidence and trying to figure out what these bass are going to bite on. So I know the bass in this particular pond are always feeding, they're always biting, and they are constantly trying to grow. I have my spinning rod and reel, which is my ultralight, and my normal bait caster rigged up with the swim bait. But I'm going to try this Ned rig first. Ned rigs seem to do pretty well out here. In case anybody was wondering, I typically do an FG knot when I'm tying my braid to a fluoro or monofilament leader. I really don't think the leader material is that important. I mean, I want mine to be sinking, so I'm using fluoro. But just remember, fluoro can be certainly weaker than mono. And I'm using a 12-pound braid with a 15, well, I believe it's a 10-pound 10-pound fluorocarbon leader. I'm going to wet this. And I'm going to pull it with my teeth. I use what's called an FG knot, and it is definitely one of my go-to knots. There we go. I've cinched it a little bit tighter. There we go. I fish the Ned rig in here where I'm at because I know the bass in this particular pond are smaller, and I think right now we're in August, by the way, so I think that means the important takeaway for that is these bass should be feeding on the bottom, or they're suspended. So hopping this along the bottom does the trick for me when it comes to suspending bass. When I'm tying my baits to leaders, I just use a uni knot. There's a lot of great videos on tying uni knots. I can't specifically recommend one just because there's so many of them, but I think it's definitely an essential knot for you to learn. Of course, we can't forget our favorite morning beverage here. It's just a nice coffee. There we go. Got my ultralight set up here with my Ned rig, and here we go. First cast. Oh, that's great. It's kind of right where I want it to be. We're gonna hop it up. See if something swipes at it. Again, I always fish these lakes because it's a huge confidence booster. There's just so many small bass in here. Make sure my drag is set. Ooh, my drag is way too tight, way too loose. Okay. For the most part, I like to stay up on this left side because the sun is out. So we were trying to target these smaller bass that are fun to catch. And who knows, we may hook into a giant one. There are big ones in here as well. See some activity over here. There we go. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I just broke my rod. I just broke my rod on a fish. I went to set the hook and that was fantastic. That was great. Okay, we're tied back on to my decent rod that is rated to handle bass with I'm using braid with a fluorocarbon leader. I had to retie a new leader onto this rod. I need some coffee after that. My ultra rod snapped, which is comically perfect. Let's get back out there. Could have been a turtle that I hooked in on, I don't know. This corner, like I said, is pretty active. There we go. Oh, look at that. First cast, and it's a bass. Let's see if we can land it. There we go. That's a pretty sizable one. That's a good one. All right. He's feisty, but we're going to catch that. We're going to definitely mark that as a good catch. Very nice lateral lines. Stud. So we're right here in the snake grass. We're just going to give him a nice little toss. There he goes. That could have been the guy that snapped my rod earlier. He was pretty feisty. Let's get back out there. Don't know if you can see, I'm just tossing it out there, swimming it back, not really giving it a lot of action, just maybe a few pops here and there. See if there's somebody that's, I say somebody, I mean a bass that's brave enough to come and take it, come and get it. Keeping an eye on my line. Pretty up shallow. Let's cast over here. I'm seeing a lot of activity right over here. So I love these little corners as ambush points. Letting it fall all the way down to the bottom. Reeling in slack. I'm waiting for what's called the big take to see if something is just going to swim off with it. Okay, we're kind of back in business. I have more of a shad colored Ned rig on. My other one just kind of flew off and I had to move back over here to regroup and get everything recalibrated here, so ready to catch more fish. What a it's a day of fishing when you lose a bait, you break a rod, so on and so forth. got a lot of obstacles in front of me, but the nice thing about this pond is there's the chances of me hooking into a large bass are really small. And of course, when I say that, I'm probably going to hook into something big. That would just be my luck. I have no means by which to pull it up out of here. I don't have a net or anything. Oh, there we go. Not a big boy, but you know, this is pretty big for this pond. The goal here is we've been trying to get the small ones out of here, and I think some of the other fishermen have been doing a good job of that. That was a beautiful sized one. I'll take more of those. Let's keep talking about hooking into big ones now. My second catch. I'm about a good almost 10 feet off of the water line, surface of the water. Fishing this shadier side of the pond here. Still using the shad colored Ned rig. Something's on. I got him. Oh, I got too confident. I went to set the hook and he popped off. Let me check this hook. Hook seems fine. He just didn't have a hold of it. Let's go over here. Okay, there we go. I think we caught him that time. Ooh, that's another good sized one. Well, these guys are getting bigger. And they're floppy. There we go. That's a nice sized one. We're gonna give him a good little toss back in. I think we're getting some luck as we keep moving on down the bank here. These guys are cruising for bait, cruising for forage, and trying not to get stuck in the tree. Oh, got another good one. Let's hope he stays on. Stay on, baby. Get, oh, there we go. Another good one. I think we found where they are. They're hiding like a band of pirates behind this set of trees here. Give this guy a little bump. There we go. Popped it right out of his mouth. Beautiful little bass. And send him back along. Let's catch his... Where's your big brother at? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not unhappy with that one at all. That was pretty sizable. We're catching some pretty sizable ones, which gives me good hope that this pond that we're fishing in is getting its population under control. And that is huge to me. That's huge progress. I used to fish this thing a few years ago, and I think they just stocked it up, but now I think there's been some better management, and I cannot complain when I see some growth happening. Let's get out right in the middle. Something over here making a lot of noise. Could have been a frog. Okay, fish on. That's a nice size one right there. Hope he stays on the hook. He does. For the win. And he flew right off, of course. I ain't here to hurt you, buddy. Give me your mouth. There we go. Pretty sizable. Not too bad. Again, this is just a confidence building lake at a time when the bass are not biting in my area. So they might be right here in this little bottleneck aside here. Who knows? Who knows where they're at? They've been biting at all different water columns. We're fishing for tiny bass today. But you know, we may get pulled out with a big one. And I just broke my rod, like this rod. I just broke 2 rods today. I broke 2 rods. There you have it, folks. You know what? I don't really care. I'm just going to keep casting with this broken rod, because at this point I really don't give a flip. Why am I breaking rods? Well, this equipment is, shall we say, on the older side, and you know, I've actually had pretty good luck this year where I haven't broken any rods. So breaking 2 rods in the same day, that's awesome. That is an amazing feat, even for myself. But you know what? We're gonna fish with a broken rod. Who cares? Didn't come all the way out here really to not catch anything. I'm still gonna try to enjoy. Casting should be interesting. There we go. It still casts. Well, I caught myself another dink on the old beat up Ned rig here. Pretty decent sized one. Nice coloring. And these guys are getting bigger. And I mean, compared to the last time I fished here, I'm gonna let him go. Fishing with a broken baitcaster rod. Interesting kind of day, to say the least. Totally just having fun with it. Making a huge splash. I'm gonna fish along this little line here, get over to that small set of willow trees. I bet there's good fishing down there. Hooked on something, or that was a turtle. Yep, that was a turtle. I could see the bubbles. Let's go over here, out into the tree. Come on. Casting is a challenge with a short stick. Yes, it is. lot of fish in this back corner. They should be hopping on whatever falls in here. Yep. I hear you, bud. Come on out and eat. There we go. Whew, I pulled him out of the water. Pulled him out of the water. What a fun catch. You're the one that's been making all that noise back here behind these bushes. I know it. Dirty little rascal. Let's see if we can catch a few more. Give him the good yeet. I heard him making a bunch of fuss right here in this back corner underneath this bush in front of me. Felt like that was a turtle. Oh, there we go. Hopefully it doesn't come off. Another good bite. This one's probably the biggest one of the day. That's amazing. Battery on the GoPro says low. There you go. Get your last look, folks, before my battery dies. Let's get him back in. On the broken bait caster. Well, guys, 2 broken rods, and we caught about like maybe 8 or 9 bass. They were not big, but you know, still, I'm grateful for catching something in this weather. It's August 2nd, and it feels great outside. We got cloud cover, and you know, it's not 100 degrees. That's all that matters to me. So that's not bad fishing conditions. We caught something. And the bass, I am hopeful that the bass in here are getting bigger. We've done a little bit of management and see what we can to get these guys to grow, and that's all that we can ask for. It's a pretty shallow pond. There are other species in here, bluegill. I've seen carp caught out of here, catfish. So give me a good amount of likes. I don't know what a good amount of likes is for my really minuscule channel. I'm grateful for the 26 subscribers that I have. Thank you guys. Your viewership means so much to me. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the thumbs up button. Be sure to click the bell to subscribe, and follow me on Instagram, and leave a comment down below. Introduce yourself. I'm always happy to meet new people, make new connections. Let me know if you have some good spots that you'd like to see me fish around Louisville. And you guys have a good day. We'll see you on the next one.